Most people flex loudly. They post their wins, announce their achievements, display their acquisitions, update everyone on their progress, share their success stories, make sure everyone knows what they've accomplished. The flex is the point. The achievement exists to be shown. The success is validated by being seen. Then there's the Sigma male. He achieves something significant, builds something impressive, reaches a milestone most people spend lifetimes chasing. And he says nothing, posts nothing, announces nothing, displays nothing, shares nothing. Months later, someone discovers it, accidentally, through a passing comment, through seeing something in the background, through a third party mentioning it casually, and people lose their minds. Why didn't you tell anyone? When did this happen? How long have you been doing this? And he just shrugs. Didn't seem important to mention? This is the silent flex, and it drives people absolutely crazy. Not because they're envious of the achievement, but because his indifference to recognition violates everything they understand about why people achieve things in the first place. The silent flex isn't a strategy. It's not calculated move to create mystery or generate interest. It's genuine disinterest in external validation. He achieved something because the achievement itself mattered to him. The doing was the reward. The accomplishment satisfied internal standards. External recognition is irrelevant to whether the achievement counts. So he doesn't announce it, doesn't seek acknowledgement, doesn't require witnesses to make it real. It's real, whether anyone knows or not. And this authenticity is what makes the flex so powerful, because people can sense the difference between strategic silence and genuine indifference. Strategic silence is still performance. Genuine indifference is freedom from performance. And freedom from performance is so rare that encountering it creates fascination mixed with frustration. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. He spends 3 years building a business, quietly, methodically, without updates, without announcements, without sharing the journey. Then in casual conversation, someone asks what he does for income. He mentions the business. They ask when he started it. He says 3 years ago. They're shocked. 3 years? And you never mentioned it? He didn't think to mention it, wasn't hiding it, just wasn't broadcasting it. The business existed to generate income and fulfillment, not to generate attention. Now it exists successfully. And its success doesn't increase because people know about it. So why would he have announced it? This logic is alien to people who document their entire journey, who post every milestone, who share every struggle and victory. They achieve things to share. He shares only if asked, and sometimes not even then. Here's why this drives people crazy. It challenges their entire motivation structure. Most people are motivated by recognition, by status, by having others witness their success. They climb mountains to post photos from the summit. He climbs mountains because climbing interests him. Whether anyone knows he climbed is irrelevant. This difference exposes everyone else's need for validation. When he achieves without announcing, he's proving that achievement without recognition is possible. That you can do impressive things for yourself rather than for an audience. And this possibility threatens people who've organized their entire lives around external validation. If impressive achievement doesn't require audience, what's the point of the audience they've been cultivating? If success doesn't need witnesses, why have they been performing constantly? His silent flex isn't intended to make them question themselves, but it does anyway. The second aspect of the silent flex that drives people crazy is the contrast it creates. Someone posts about getting promoted, gets 100 likes, feels validated. Then they discover the Sigma male got promoted 6 months ago and never mentioned it. Suddenly their posted promotion feels performative, feels needy, feels like seeking validation. And they were seeking validation. But they didn't feel bad about it until they saw someone who didn't need to seek it. His silence makes their announcement look desperate, by contrast. He didn't try to make this contrast. He just lived differently. But different living creates comparison. And comparison reveals that their behavior is choice, not necessity. They chose to announce. He chose not to. Both choices are valid. But his choice reveals their choice was motivated by need for recognition. And having that need exposed feels uncomfortable. Let me take you deeper into the mechanism. People flex because they're seeking confirmation. Confirmation that they're impressive, that they're successful, that they're worthy, that they matter. The Sigma male doesn't seek this confirmation because he's already confirmed it internally. He set a goal, he achieved it. The confirmation is in the achievement itself. External opinions don't add to or subtract from that confirmation. So he doesn't flex. He just exists with his accomplishments. And this self-contained confirmation system drives other people crazy because they can't manipulate him through withholding validation, can't control him through offering recognition, can't influence him through social status games. He's already validated. By himself, to himself, and self-validation is immune to social pressure. Here's the third aspect, accidental discovery. The silent flex becomes most powerful when someone discovers the achievement accidentally and realizes how long it's been hidden. Someone visits his home, notices advanced equipment, asks about it, discovers he's been pursuing a skill at near professional level for years, never mentioned it, never shared progress, never posted about it. They're stunned, not just by the skill level, but by the fact that something this significant existed in his life without him mentioning it. It forces them to wonder what else they don't know, what else he's achieved that he hasn't shared, what else he's building in silence. This wondering creates a sense that there's hidden depth, hidden competence, hidden achievement. And hidden things are more interesting than displayed things. His silence about accomplishments makes him more impressive than any announcement could. The fourth aspect that drives people crazy is the casualness of revelation. When he does mention an achievement, he mentions it the way you'd mention what you had for breakfast. No build-up, no emphasis, no framing it as impressive. Someone asks what he did last weekend. He mentions he finished a marathon. Casual tone, like it's nothing. They react with amazement. He's confused by the amazement. It was just a marathon. He trained, he ran, he finished. Why is this amazing? This gap between his casual framing and their amazed reaction highlights different value systems. To them, marathon is achievement worth celebrating publicly. To him, marathon was Saturday activity. He completed a thing he set out to complete. The completion satisfied him. Their amazement doesn't add to his satisfaction. So he mentioned it casually. And the casualness suggests he's done things far more impressive if marathon is mentioned like grocery shopping. Let me show you the fifth aspect, refusal to elaborate. Someone discovers an achievement. They want details, want to hear the story, want him to share the journey. He gives minimal details. Worked on it for a while, finished last month. That's it. They push for more. He doesn't give it. Not because he's being mysterious, because there's not much to tell. He set goal. He worked toward goal. He achieved goal. What else is there? The drama they want doesn't exist. The struggle narrative they're seeking wasn't that dramatic to him. He encountered problems. He solved problems. He kept going. Telling elaborate story about problems and solutions doesn't interest him. Living through them and finishing was the point. Recounting them for audience is just performance he's not interested in giving. This refusal to elaborate frustrates people. They want the story, want to process the achievement through narrative. He won't provide narrative, just did the thing. That's the whole story. Here's the sixth aspect: strategic ambiguity about capabilities. People know he's competent. They just don't know the extent. They've seen evidence of skills, but don't know the full range. He doesn't display comprehensive resume, doesn't list all accomplishments, doesn't document all capabilities. So people are left guessing. Is he expert level or just competent? How deep does the knowledge go? What else can he do that hasn't been revealed? This ambiguity creates psychological effect. Known capabilities are impressive. Unknown capabilities are potentially more impressive. Since he doesn't clarify, the unknown remains possible. People assume hidden capabilities exist, and assumptions of hidden depth are often more impressive than revealed depth. He's more impressive by not clarifying than he would be by documenting everything. The seventh aspect is outcome focus over process performance. Most people document their process, post about the journey, share the struggles, update on progress. The process becomes content, becomes performance, becomes how they engage their audience. The Sigma male focuses on outcomes. He's doing the work to achieve result, not to have content. So there's nothing to share during process. He's working. Not documenting work, not performing work, just working. Then outcome arrives. He has result. He moves to next project. The process that fascinated others is already forgotten by him. He's on to next thing. This outcome focus means he has results to show, but no journey documented. People want to know how he got there. He can't tell them in detail because he wasn't documenting. He was doing. And doing without documenting is alien to performance-oriented people. Let me take you into the eighth aspect: delayed disclosure. He achieves something years ago, only mentions it when directly relevant to current conversation. Someone's discussing a topic. He contributes perspective. They ask how he knows this. He mentions experience from 3 years ago. Significant experience they had no idea about. You did that? When? Why didn't you mention it? He did mention it. Just now, when it became relevant. Mentioning it earlier would have been irrelevant. This delayed disclosure suggests he has archive of experiences and achievements he only reveals when contextually appropriate. People realize they probably don't know 1/10 of what he's done, because he only mentions things when they're relevant to conversation. And most conversations don't require revealing most accomplishments, so they stay unrevealed. This creates sense that his life is deeper than anyone knows, that achievements revealed are tip of iceberg, that more exists than shows, than. Here's the ninth aspect that makes the silent flex powerful: immunity to one-upmanship. Someone shares an achievement. Others immediately try to match or exceed it, share their own accomplishments, compete for most impressive story. The Sigma male doesn't compete, doesn't share his version, doesn't try to top the story, just acknowledges theirs and moves on. This non-competition frustrates competitive people. They want to know if he has matching achievement, want to know where he ranks, want to establish hierarchy. He won't participate in establishment, won't compete, won't reveal his ranking. And not knowing is maddening. Is he withholding because he has nothing to share? Or because he has so much that competing seems pointless? They can't tell. And uncertainty about his position in hierarchy is more powerful than known position. Known position can be challenged. Unknown position can't be. The 10th aspect is the resource imbalance it reveals. Someone works 60 hours a week, posts constantly about how busy they are, how hard they're working, how much they're sacrificing. The Sigma male works on multiple projects, achieves significant results, and seems to have abundant free time. Never posts about being busy, never complains about workload, never performs busyness. When compared, it's obvious he's accomplishing more while appearing less busy. This resource imbalance drives people crazy. How is he doing more while seeming to do less? The answer is, he's not performing work. He's just working. Performance takes energy. Energy he's using for actual work. So his output is higher because his energy isn't divided between working and documenting work. His silence about effort makes his achievements seem effortless. And effortless achievement is more impressive than achieved through visible struggle achievement. Now let's examine why this silent flex is more effective than loud flexing. Loud flexing seeks validation. Silent flexing signals validation isn't needed. Loud flexing is asking for confirmation. Silent flexing is demonstration of internal confirmation. Loud flexing is performance for audience. Silent flexing is achievement for self. People respect self-directed achievement more than audience-directed performance, even if they can't articulate why, even if consciously they claim to appreciate openness and sharing. Subconsciously, they recognize that someone who achieves without needing recognition has stronger foundation than someone who needs recognition to feel their achievement is real. The Sigma male's silent flex communicates strength through not needing to communicate strength. And that paradox is more powerful than direct demonstration. Here's what happens in professional contexts. Colleague constantly updates everyone on projects, talks about what they're working on, shares progress, makes sure everyone knows their contributions. The Sigma male works quietly, delivers results, says nothing about process. During review, both present results, but his results seem more impressive, not because they're objectively better, because they emerged without fanfare, without build-up, without performance. They just appeared. And emergence without warning seems more competent than anticipated arrival after constant updates. He's demonstrated ability to achieve without needing constant recognition during process. That demonstrates confidence and capability. Colleague demonstrated need for attention during process. That demonstrates insecurity regardless of outcome quality. Let me show you the social dynamics this creates. Group of people discussing accomplishments, everyone sharing, competing for most impressive story. The Sigma male listens, contributes nothing. Someone directly asks him, "What about you? What have you achieved lately?" He mentions something casually, something that outclasses everything shared before, but mentions it with same casual tone as someone describing weekend plans. Room goes quiet. Everyone recognizes they were performing. He was just answering question. Their achievements were performed to impress. His achievement was mentioned because he was asked. The authenticity difference is palpable, and it shifts power dynamic immediately. They're trying to impress. He's indifferent to impressing. And indifference to impressing is ultimate impressive flex. Here's the final aspect of the silent flex. It's unfakeable long-term. You can fake strategic silence temporarily, can withhold information to create mystery, but you can't fake genuine indifference to recognition over years. Eventually, the need for validation surfaces. Eventually, the performance cracks. Eventually, you share because you need the recognition. The Sigma male never needs it. Years pass. Achievements accumulate. Silence continues. This sustained silence proves the indifference is genuine. And genuine indifference over years builds reputation that intentional mystery never could. People know he's the person who achieves without announcing, who builds without documenting, who succeeds without sharing. This reputation becomes identity. An identity based on authentic behavior is more valuable than image based on strategic behavior. So, what is the silent Flex Sigma males do that drives people crazy? It's achieving impressive things and treating those achievements as normal personal accomplishments rather than public performances. It's building significant capabilities and mentioning them only when relevant rather than broadcasting them for validation. It's succeeding according to internal standards and being genuinely indifferent to whether external standards acknowledge that success. It's having depth that's discovered rather than displayed. Having achievements that emerge when relevant rather than being announced when achieved. Having capabilities that surprise rather than being documented. And it drives people crazy because it challenges everything they believe about why people achieve. They achieve to be recognized, to be validated, to be impressive. He achieves to satisfy himself, to meet his standards, to build the life he wants. Their achievements are incomplete without audience. His achievements are complete whether anyone knows or not. This difference exposes their dependence on external validation, reveals their performance orientation, shows their need for recognition. And being shown your need is always uncomfortable, especially when the person showing you has transcended that need entirely. That's the silent flex. Not withholding information strategically, just living authentically without needing to broadcast. Not creating mystery intentionally, just being genuinely uninterested in recognition. Not performing humility, just not performing at all. The flex isn't what he's saying or not saying. The flex is that he's living for himself while they're performing for others. That he's validated internally while they're seeking validation externally. That he's free from the need for recognition while they're imprisoned by it. And freedom, genuine freedom from performance and validation seeking, is the ultimate flex. Not because it's trying to be impressive, but because actual freedom from social approval is so rare that encountering it forces everyone else to recognize they're not free. They're still performing, still seeking, still needing. And he's not. That's the flex. That's what drives them crazy. Not what he's achieved, that he's achieved it without needing them to know.